Wow, what a just up and down week it has been for the entire cryptocurrency industry. The price action's been, but we've had some really incredible news coming out this week for the cryptocurrency markets, like mind-blowing level of adoption kind of news. So I'm going to be sharing that with you in today's video. We also have some pretty bad news, or at least some good FUD that we could talk about in today's video as well. So it's a very mixed picture this week, but I just want to remind you that good things are happening in the cryptocurrency market, and we're going to be talking about those in this video. My name is Lark. Every day I make videos talking about cryptocurrency investing. So if that's a topic that you like learning about, maybe just want to stay up to date with, then you should definitely tap on that thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you are into NFTs, then you should definitely get yourself an Unstoppable domain. These are NFT-based domain names. You can get your personal name, like johnsmith.bitcoin, then people can send you payments to that. Just say, hey, send it to johnsmith.bitcoin, and they can get it over to you. Or you can speculate and flip NFTs. In fact, Unstoppable Domains has just released a set of premium 4-character NFT domain names. Things like anon.crypto, love.x, meme.nft, news.dao. These are all potentially very high value domain names. So if you want to get yourself a cryptocurrency domain, click on the link down below in the description where you can get started. Now, let's get into the really, really good news, because we do have really, really good news. Facebook, the world's largest social media platform with billions of monthly active users, and Instagram, to allow users to create and sell NFTs. Instagram's also a pretty big deal, by the way, in case you don't know. This is incredible news. This is incredible news. We're going to see two of the biggest social media platforms in the world. Obviously, they're both owned by Facebook, or Meta. Now we gotta call them Meta now. They're both owned by Meta. Anyway, these guys are getting on the NFT bandwagon. NFTs are going to be the red pill moment for so many people. This is how we get to 1 billion users by the end of 2022, for example. We will see people getting on Facebook. I got an NFT. What am I gonna do with it? Okay, grandma, let me come and help you out. Get your NFT. You got to download a Polygon wallet or whatever it's going to be. We don't know exactly how they're going to be integrating NFTs yet, what the wallet technology they're going to be using is, for example, what blockchains they're going to support. We do know that Facebook has already, Meta company, Facebook. Anyway, these guys have also just released a stablecoin wallet recently, which is a pretty big deal. So that is using the Paxos dollar. So you can actually do transfers within the US or between the US, I think it was Honduras or Guatemala. So that's a pretty big adoption story, and it really tells you the direction that Facebook is going in. And remember, Facebook's got about $60 billion in cash on hand. That's their corporate treasury reserves. Mark Zuckerberg's GOAT is named Bitcoin. Did you know that? It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before Facebook buys Bitcoin. They're doing metaverse. They got a stablecoin wallet. They're doing NFTs. Just buy Bitcoin already, man. What are you waiting for? Facebook, man. Next major adoption story. That's all in 1 week. This stuff just blows my mind. It blows my mind. Google Cards to store Bitcoin and crypto. The company has reportedly formed partnerships with Coinbase and with BitPay to enable the new functionality. So Google's digital cards might soon enable users to hold Bitcoin and to spend fiat. That's massive. That's massive. Now, it's unclear at this point when Google would start accepting Bitcoin for transactions, but it's coming. They're going to start integrating cryptocurrencies. Google, one of the world's largest companies, is getting into the crypto game, because they see everybody else get into the crypto game. PayPal's in the crypto game. Facebook's in the crypto game. Everybody's getting in. TikTok's using NFTs. Everybody's getting some kind of crypto-related play. Anybody not doing it's going to be behind the times. Exactly why Google is coming up and playing around here and making their cryptocurrency play. Google also just FYI have around 150 billion, something like that, dollars in cash sitting in their corporate treasury. That is cash that right now is losing if we talk about negative real rates, the real negative rates, right? Because interest rates are so low and the inflation's so high, that money is losing like 6.5% a year right now. Think about how much money that is. 150 billion. 6% of that every year. Whew, gone. Just gone. It's crazy. It is crazy. Inflation for a company like this sitting on that much cash is nuts. Buy Bitcoin, Google. What are you waiting for, man? Just do it. Just do it. We'd all appreciate that. Be great. Buy $1 billion worth. Post about it on Twitter. We'll all talk about it. It'll be fantastic. Your stock prices will go up. Also, this week we got news that Walmart is going to have a metaverse. What? This is going to be the classiest metaverse ever. I know it. I mean, of all the metaverses that you might want to hang out in, the Walmart metaverse, that's the one. That's the one. That's hilarious. Anyway, obviously Walmart, massive company, super big deal to see them doing NFTs and metaverse stuff. Absolutely crazy. Who knows what the potential of this is going to be. You're going to walk into Walmart's one day and chase around NFTs on your phone or something like this, or get NFT coupons, or it's nuts, man. The potential of this technology is absolutely crazy, and we see another major corporation playing with it, experimenting, seeing what they can do, how they can engage customers, how they can create more revenue for themselves, because the potential is there and they know it and they see it and they're acting on it. We also have Twitter bringing NFTs to their timeline as hexagon-shaped profile pictures. Now, the Twitter doing NFT profile pictures is not new news, but it seems like we're getting a lot closer to seeing a much wider level of adoption for this to happen, which is a really positive thing, I think, for the market, because it just spreads massive awareness of these parts of the cryptocurrency market. So this is really cool to see. So Twitter, again, one of the world's biggest social media platforms, introducing yet another way in which they are getting into the cryptocurrency space by expanding the reach of NFT profile pictures, so people can, flex their sweet NFTs. If you have a CryptoPunk or a Bored Ape or whatever, you can now verify that you are the owner of that on Twitter and use it as your profile picture. So that's pretty cool. Also, this week we had it announced that El Salvador has onboarded a total of 4 million users into their Bitcoin wallets. Incredible. So that in a few months' time, El Salvador has managed to get 70% of its citizens hooked up with Bitcoin. They're using Bitcoin wallets, transacting in Bitcoin, doing stuff in Bitcoin. Amazing. For reference, the rate of people with a bank account in El Salvador is still just 30%. So more than 2 times the amount of people in El Salvador have a Bitcoin wallet than they do a bank account. That's adoption, baby. That's adoption. Then we have countries like Tonga looking at this. We have increasing interest in places like Brazil, Argentina, Paraguay for Bitcoin. We're going to see other countries adopt. Fidelity believes it. I believe it. A lot of the greatest minds in the crypto space, they see this happening. They see that we're going to have more country level adoption coming for Bitcoin. Now that's all the good news. Let's go on to the bad news. The bad news! Yeah! Bank of Russia has proposed a blanket ban on cryptocurrency use and mining in the country. Very important distinction. They did not say ownership. They did not say ownership. So this proposal would kick miners out of the country. Dumb move. And it would stop people from being able to, use cryptocurrencies to buy stuff in the streets. Shops wouldn't be able to accept cryptocurrencies. There are further fringe use cases. You wouldn't be able to tokenize your property or your stocks and stuff like that as well, assumedly under such a proposal. Very importantly, they have not said that you're not going to be allowed to hold cryptocurrencies. You're not going to be allowed to trade cryptocurrencies. But this is a continuing story. I mean, I've covered almost this exact same story from Russia, I swear, at least a dozen times now over the last 4 or 5 years. Russia's central bank hates crypto. They've hated crypto for a very long time. and they keep basically doing this, saying, we're going to ban cryptocurrencies. And nothing ever really comes of it. Maybe this is the time that they actually do, and something will come of it this time. But the thing is that you have a lot of elements within the Russian government that strongly disagree with the Russian central bank's opinions on this. Sberbank, the biggest bank in the country, definitely disagrees. They're a massive cryptocurrency advocate. They're part of the gosh darn Ethereum Foundation, and they've been doing a lot of crypto-related stuff. We have the president of Russia, who is often in favor of crypto to some extent. We have lots of politicians within the Russian government that are also very pro-crypto. We have the finance ministry, which is usually pretty pro-crypto as well. They're pro-regulation. You have to let crypto in, let regulate it properly. So, you know, this kind of news does spook the market a little bit. Obviously, Russia is a massive, massive market for cryptocurrencies, one of the world's biggest economies. But still, Russian central bank calling to ban crypto for the 12th time. We also see out of Indonesia, Indonesian Islamic Organization issues new fatwa against cryptocurrency use, saying that cryptos are haram. Now, Indonesia, one of the world's most populous countries, also a Muslim majority country, so I'm sure a lot of devout people will be paying attention to these kind of edicts coming out from this organization. It's interesting because we see a real divergence in scholars and thought leaders within the Islamic space, some who say that crypto is totally cool, no problems with it. Others who are saying, no, there's problems with it, we can't do it. Just more FUD on top of the FUD fire for this week. Because obviously we want to see Indonesians, everybody everywhere get access to cryptocurrencies, particularly people in Indonesia. Big country, they can definitely benefit from access to cryptocurrencies, from play to earn games, all this stuff. So we want to see them involved as well. Hopefully these guys will talk to some other guys and they'll exchange opinions and find a better solution than saying that it's unlawful to be using cryptocurrencies. We also see an EU regulator saying that they want to ban proof of work. So that would be basically to say that you're not allowed to mine Bitcoin in the European Union. Pull a China, why don't you, EU? Come on, man, what are you doing? China's already banned it. Then what? Russia's gonna do it next. Then the EU. I guess Texas will be the only place in the world you can mine Bitcoin at. It's crazy, man. It's a pretty silly move from the EU regulator for a variety of reasons. It's this kind of BS that they roll out to say, see, look, it's bad over there. Look at this bad Bitcoin doing bad things. It's just not the case. Yes, we do see a lot of Bitcoin mining happening in different places. In Europe, Iceland, Sweden, for example, they've been big Bitcoin miners, but banning it's a dumb move. Regulate it, maybe put in some kind of restrictions about, power usage and stuff like that. But for the majority of the Bitcoin mining happening in Europe, it's happening in places where that energy isn't getting a lot of use anyway. Old disused hydro plants and stuff like that, where they can get dirt cheap energy. Places that are far away from the big cities, for example. This is often where you see Bitcoin mining happening at. Not always, obviously, but often. Now, what's interesting is they say, well, you got to do it for the environment and for sustainability and blah, 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 blah. What's the reality of Bitcoin mining? Well, as Michael Saylor points out here, the Bitcoin Mining Council shows that 58.5% of Bitcoin is mined using renewables. That means if Bitcoin were a country, it would be the 9th most sustainable renewable country in the world, well ahead of the majority of the European Union, the very people that are, of course, the regulators of which are now saying, let's ban mining. Ridiculous. Lynn Alden also points out that Bitcoin consumes a small fraction of 1%. Not even 1%, a tiny fraction of 1%. Bitcoin's network right now uses around 133 terawatts of energy a year. However, the global energy consumption, not just electricity, but energy consumption is like 155,000 terawatts a year. Bitcoin's just 130 terawatts a year. Think about that. It's crazy. Where's all this energy being used up at? Absolutely nuts. Often when you see this attack against Bitcoin, it's disingenuous, misinformed at best. Often just straight up freaking BS. Somebody to blame because the central banks are threatened by Bitcoin. Oh, we got to bring out the environment thing against Bitcoin again. Yes, Bitcoin can do better. Bitcoin has been doing better, which is why we're up to basically 60% renewables now. It's pretty impressive when you actually stop to think about it. Anyway, it's the good news, it's the bad news. A lot of the same old FUD being rolled out. Proof of work mining's the devil. Russian central bank gonna ban cryptocurrencies again. Most of these conversations have been had dozens of times. Most of these things never result in anything happening, but you always get a lot of FUD when the price has come down a lot. Almost seems orchestrated, doesn't it? Anyway, the important thing to realize is that big things are happening in the cryptocurrency industry. Massive adoption is happening. Massive companies are getting into it. We're seeing runaway levels of adoption happening in crypto. Look at the big picture. Don't pay too much attention to the FUD because the FUD usually passes, but the big adoption stuff, it just gets bigger. Thanks so much for watching today's video, and peace out till next time.